Okay, good morning to you. It's 10:46 on Friday the 15th of July. We are 3 days into a euro-dollar trade. We can see here we're looking at the daily chart. Currently price action, euro to the dollar is trading at about 1-to-1 spot, 416 to 4161. There's been quite a big retracement from the 12th. We got into the trade around about 9:31. We took it down to the bottom here. We should have taken our money and banked out. We didn't. It's now retraced back up. It hit the 50 moving average yesterday, or close to it. It's retraced back down again. And we can see here now price action on the daily chart. Slightly more bullish. There is obviously some serious dollar weakness at the moment with regards to debt levels. Moody's and Fitch both potentially downgrading US to a AA. So we're seeing dollar weakness here. On the other side, we are also seeing euro weakness. We can see here on the hourly chart, it's just broken through the 50 moving average. Bad news for us as we're short in the euro trade. On the hourly chart you can see that it's now coming up to this sort of level of resistance, breaking that potentially from the 13th of July. We have stress tests this afternoon at about 5 o'clock Central European time, and that is going to give us a much better idea as to where the euro is heading. Italy's already sold its bonds off at auction successfully yesterday, although with some very high yield percentages, which should have kept the euro lower than it has been, but due to the dollar weakness, as we mentioned, that hasn't been the case. We now move over to FXCM market scope. We can see on the euro chart here, it's just coming back down on the 1 minute, and we have quite an interesting trend coming from about 8:30 this morning right the way up to today. Expecting it to potentially hit the pivot and then rebound, bounce back off. Would like to see that creep back down, certainly towards the S1 level, around about 407 for mid-afternoon before the stress tests, and we'd like to see it by Monday hitting down the sort of 140s, providing Obama and the Fed get their act together, and Bernanke also makes sure that their debt is at least secured on a speculative, in a speculative manner, and we should be okay. Going off across the other currencies very quickly, UK 100 index, we can see not too much happening there. We look at the 8-hour chart on the UK 100, huge bullish move from about the 27th of June, static up until then. It's hit a peak of about 60, 80 or so, and it's retraced nicely down there. We got in on the UK 100 at 6,000 exactly short. We took it down to about 5.9, so that's 100 points all in the space of a few days. That was a very good trade. French again just coming down slightly, as with the German. The FTSE does tend to mirror the German and the French indexes. Going across to dollar yen, there was some bullish movement this morning on dollar yen. It's just retracing down slightly now, and the same could be said as well for dollar Swissy. Again, a nice move. This is good news for the euro. This does mean that there is some strength in the dollar index. Investors are potentially quite bullish about the outcome as to how it's going to turn out over the next week to 2 weeks before August the 2nd, when the deadline for their repayment or making a decision on the repayment of debt is forecast. Euro Swissy again very flat, and Aussie dollar again. Aussie weakness this morning from about 6:30 through to about 8:30, and then we see some consolidation up until present time at about 10 to 11. So there you have it, update for the markets. As I say, we're keeping a very close eye on euro dollar here. Some slight retracement there on the 1 minute chart. Go back to our main E signal. We should see some retracement back down to the S1, and we will keep you updated for some live trades later on this afternoon. It is a Friday, things do tend to slow down, So we shall see how the day pans out. That's John Chapman checking out, Friday the 15th of July.